Alright, you read the title. First up, Ripper. This is the S tier gun. This is honestly the best gun that there is right now. It's good for mid-ranges, and you can absolutely shred at any time. Next up is the Harpy. This right here I put at C tier because I can see why it's used, but it isn't actually very good in my opinion. I'd much rather have a Ripper at medium ranges, and at short ranges there's better alternatives. But it shoots very fast and it has quite a high DPS. Next up we have the Hexfire. I have this gun on A tier. It can put out consistent damage without having to reload, and when it's fully upgraded it can absolutely shred. I like to use it when I'm finishing off enemies who are on low HP, or just when there's nothing really else to use at close range. The Dragonfly honestly isn't that good. I'm putting it at D tier because its range is kind of like medium to long range, somewhere between there. But if you're going to go for long range, then you better just have the protocol, and if you're going for medium range, you're better off just to have the Ripper. Now the protocol I'm putting at B tier because I can see why it's good and why people use it, but it's not that good. I feel like upgrading its damage every single time is a good thing, and being able to one-shot headshot is really valuable, especially at infinite ranges. But if you have it equipped and it's later in the game, then everyone's going to be at medium range, and then there's just better weapons for that. I don't really understand the Komodo. I never actually use it, so I'm not entirely sure if I should be able to judge it. But I'm going to put it at E tier because it has a really low DPS, and you need to be really far away for it to actually do any damage. It's meaningful because the damage ramps up the farther away you are from the target. And this means that you only are able to shoot people if they're really far away. But since it's a projectile, it's really hard to hit those shots, and the DPS is already so low that they'll notice you far before you're actually able to deal any meaningful damage. Salvo is F tier because it is really bad. It has low DPS, and when people are moving around, you still need to aim your shots forward as a projectile. And it also has a huge arc, so it can't be used for longer range engagements either. The Skybreak. This is actually a fairly good gun. This right here I am putting at C tier because while it isn't that good for solo, it can do a ton of damage to a bunch of people that are all together. Indoors though, in close range, it's not very good, and since it's a projectile, it's just not quite as good at longer ranges as for say a sniper. Next up is the Ttap, and this right here is also just F tier. It is complete garbage. Next up is the Riot 1. I put this at the C tier again because, well, I can see why it couldn't be good in the right hands. There's just better guns out there, honestly. It can do a ton of damage, but the truth is you're probably going to miss most of your shots, so people are jumping around anyways. So there's always a gun I'd rather have at each of those ranges than this kind of all-rounder. Last up is the shotgun, the Mammoth, and this is definitely S tier. This thing will shred on close range. It's very good. Honestly, this thing is just way too powerful. Being able to destroy somebody that quickly at close range should not really be a thing. If I was Ubisoft, I'd probably nerf this thing by a lot. Its body shot damage should maybe be a bit lower, considering 105 damage when it's fully upgraded. It's not really fair to whoever you're shooting at. I'm playing solos on PC, so my opinions might not match up completely with yours. But yeah, I feel like this is the best guns from my experience and how they are. So that was my tier list. If you feel like one of my tiers was off, feel free to leave a comment and tell me why you think that. Bye.